Hello students, welcome to another video of event programming in Java FX. In previous video, we have seen what is GUI, what is AWT, what is Swing and what is Java FX. In this video, we are going to see about event driven programming. So let's see what is event programming. In event-driven programming, code is executed upon activation of event. Operating system constantly monitor events. Example: keystrokes, mouse click, etc. For example, we are clicking on a button, then that button respond it and shows something to us. Means after clicking, some event is performing and some code is executing in background. So that is your event programming. Uh, let's see here the OS sorts out these events, means mouse click event, event stroke event. Also OS reports them to appropriate programs. Now let's see where do we come in. For each control, means button, combo box, etc., define an event handler. Second, construct an instance of event handler. Tell the control who its event handler is. Means if you are making a button and clicking it, so you have to define after clicking that button what going to happen. Event handler. Let's see event handler. Code with response to event and event listener. Means after clicking button, what is going to be? It is event handler. This is Java's event handling. We can see here Java FX supports button, choice box, lists view, etc. In right side we can see radio button. It is comes under toggle button. Checkbox button, this is part of button base. And also label, these all are labeled. Different type of sources, we can detect different type of events and also can register different type of listeners, means handlers. When the user interacts with a control or source, an event object is constructed, means any button, or we can say any scroll bar or etc. The event object is sent to all registered listener objects. The listener object are basically handlers that responds as you define it in. Means if you creating a button, then clicking it, then you have to define after clicking it what is going to happen. Event listener means event handlers defined by you, the application programmer. Means you have to define the event listeners. You have to customize the response, means what is going to happen. How? Means inheritance and polymorphism. You can define your own listener class, implement the appropriate interface and define responses in all necessary methods. Next, event objects. Event object contains information about the event. Means location of mouse click, event source that was interacted with, means at which place mouse click is happened, which event source is interacted. Listeners use them to properly respond. Different methods inside a listener object can react differently to different type of instructions. This is an example of that. Here we can say here is a handle event. In that we have created two buttons, one is OK and second one is cancel. We can see in programming we have imported two classes. First one is event.action event and second event.event handler. We are creating a OK handler class. Handler1 is equal to new OK handler class, that is for our handling. Now let's see what is handling GUI events. How to handle GUI events. First of all, what is source object? Here let's take an example, button. An event is generated by external user actions such as mouse movement, mouse click or keystrokes. Means if you are dragging something, if you are clicking anywhere, or you are pressing any key from the keyboard. An event can be defined as a type of signal to program that something has happened. Means if you have performed right click on your desktop, so it will say that something is going to happen. Then some menu will be appear there, so that is your handling of event. Means if you are making a right click, then that is making a handler, and handler will generate that menu. Listener object contain a method for processing the event. Here button, if we are clicking the button, then it will make an event, and event is a object. That event should have a handler. Means after clicking that button, some menu or something is going to show you, that is a handler. Means button will generate a event, and that event we have to handle by a handler. Let's see event classes. So event classes, mouse event and key event. These are the input events. Other events are action event and window event. That will comes under event, and that event comes under event object. Event information. And event object contain whatever properties are pertinent to the event. The source object of the event using the getSource instance method in the event object class. The subclass of event object deal with special type of event such as button actions, window events, component events, mouse movements and keystrokes. We can say any movement by mouse or any positions or keystrokes by the keyboard will be a event, and that will be a event object. These are the selected user actions and handlers. In left side we can see our user actions, like click a button, press enter in text field, check or uncheck, select a new item, mouse press, mouse release, mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exit, mouse moved, mouse dragged, key press, key release, key typed. Means let's take an example. If you are playing a game in your system or in your mobile, if you are pressing a key, that will fire a bullet. So on clicking that button you are firing, or on releasing that button you are firing, that is your event. Means when event is performing after clicking or position of clicking, these are the events. And event registration methods are displayed on the right side of the screen. For that we require source objects. For clicking a button we will require button, entering a text field we will require text field, check or uncheck we will require radio button and checkbox, select a new item we will require a combo box, mouse press other mouse we will need events we will need node or scene. So these are the selected user actions and handler. Let's take example of each. First, click a button. Means if you are clicking a OK button, then what is going to be? That will be your event. Second, press enter in your text field. Means if you are typing a password and then entering enter button, that will be a event. Check box, uncheck box, check a new item. Means from combo box you are selecting a single item. Means you are purchasing a shoes. Then you are selecting a size of it, means from the different items you are selecting your size, means 9 or 10. So this will be a action or event. The delegation model, we can see here first user action, means if user is performing any event, means if clicking a mouse button or if it's entering a keystroke, then some trigger will happen and trigger event. Then it will goes under source class that will have set on X event type method. It will go under the event handler and there we will handle that event, means after clicking that button what is going to be we will handle there. Let's take an example. Here we have two scenes. In first scene we have two buttons, enlarge and shrink, and a circle. We are making an application which is enlarging a circle and shrinking a circle. Means if we click on the enlarge button, circle will enlarge, and we click on shrink button, circle will shrink. So we have to take two classes. First, event.action event class and event.event handler class, and then on the buttons enlarge and shrink we have to apply properties. So you can perform this program with this code. Inner class listener, we have already studied in previous lectures. Yes, our next application is we have four buttons. First, new, open, save and print. So if we are clicking a new button, then that will print new. If we are clicking on open button, that will print open. If we are clicking on save button, that will print save, and we are clicking on print button, that will print. So this is example code of that program. Let's simplify it by a lambda expression, means you don't have to write that much of code. In left side we can see our code is bt enlarge dot set on action. In that we are creating a new event handler. It will be in an action event, and that will have a public toward handle method, and that will have a action event e object, and in that we have to write our code, means what is going to process, that will code in handle method. But by a lambda expression we can shrink that and only write bt enlarge dot set action e object and write your code into that method. This is the example code for that. Here four buttons are there. If we are clicking on new, it will print process new. We can see in first red line bt new dot set action, and we have created a lambda action. In that we can see system dot out dot println and process new, means if we are clicking on new button, it will print process new. Same as for all buttons we can print. This is basic syntax for a lambda expression. You can see type 1 parameter 1, type 2 parameter 2, arrow, then expression. Second one is type 1 parameter 1, type 2 parameter 2, and then arrow and statements. The data types for a parameter may be explicitly declared or implicitly interfered by a compiler. The parenthesis can be omitted if there is only one parameter without an explicit data type. Symbol extract method interface, we can say shortly it SAM, SAM. The statement in the lambda expression is all for the method. If it contains multiple methods, the compiler will not be able to compile the lambda expression. So for the compiler to understand lambda expression, the interface must contain exactly one abstract method. Such an interface is known as functional interface or sigma abstract method SAM interface. Means it is a smaller part that is lambda expression can perform. Here we have a demo code of loan calculator application via JavaFX. In that we have created an application that will calculate our loan. Means we have here 5 text field. First one is annual interest rate, second one is number of years, third one is loan amount, fourth one is monthly payment, and fifth one is total payment. And we have put a calculate button. After clicking on calculate button, the loan will be calculated. So this is the demo program that you have to perform. Now let's see different events. First, mouse event. We have different mouse event. In that, first get button method that will indicate which mouse button has been clicked. Left button clicked, right button clicked, or middle button clicked. Second method, get click count, that will return a number of mouse click associated with this event. Third, get X method, that returns the X coordinator of the mouse point in the event source code. Next, get Y method, that returns Y coordinate of the mouse point in the event source code. Next, get scene X method, that will return X coordinate of the mouse point in the scene. Next, get scene Y method, that will return Y coordinate of the mouse point in the scene. Next, get scene Y method, that will return Y coordinate of the mouse point in the screen. Next is alt down, that method will return true if the alt key is pressed on this event. Next is control down method, means that will return true if the control key is pressed on this event. Next is meta down method, that will return true if mouse meta button is pressed on this event. Is shift down method, that will return true if shift key is pressed on this event. This is the example for moving text with the mouse clicked. This is the demo code for moving the text with mouse click. You can perform this program and make an application. The key event classes, that will have different method. First, get character method, that will return the character associated with the key in this event. Next, get code method, that will return the key code associated with the key in this event. Next, get text method, that will return a string describing the key code. Is alt down method, that will return true if alt key is pressed on this event. Other control down, meta down, and shift down method are same as previous class. This is the demo code for key event demo, means which key is pressed, that will check by this application. Next, the key code constants. Different key code constants are here. Constants, first constant is home, that will give our by home key. Second is and, third is page up, fourth is page down. Next is up, down, left, right, escape, tab, control, shift, backspace, caps, numlock, enter, undefined, F1 to F12, 0 to 9, A to Z, means all keys from the keyboard. Here is an example. Controlling circle with mouse and key, means by enlarge button we can enlarge a circle, and by shrink button we can shrink a circle. Next, listener for observable object. You can add a listener to process a value change in an observable object. Every building property is an instance of observable. Observable constant, the add listener method for adding a listener. Once the value is changed in the property, the listener is notified. We have seen in previous semester in DBMS a trigger. Same thing is going here. The listener class should implement the invalidation listener interface, which uses the invalidated method to handle the property value change. Here is an example. We can see we have updated our balance and set it 4.5. So this will generate output. The new value is 4.5. Same like trigger. Next is animation. First, JavaFX provide the animation class with the core functionality for all animation. Let's take some properties. First, auto reverse, that will define whether the animation reverses direction on alternating cycle. Second, cycle count, that will define the number of cycle in this animation. Third, rate, that will define the speed and direction for the animation. Next, status, that will be read only property to indicate the status of the animation. They have three method. First, pause, that will pause the animation. Next, play, it will play the animation from the current position. And stop, it will stop the animation and reset the animation. Next is path transition, that will have properties like duration, the duration of the transaction. Second is node, it will give the target node of the transaction. Third one is orientation, it will give the orientation of the node along the path. And next is path, that will give the shape whose outline is used as a path to animate the node move. Next are methods of it. First, path transition, that will create an empty path transition. Second, path transition with duration and path, that will create a path transition with the specified duration and path. Next, path transition with duration, path and node, it will create a path transition with the specified duration, path and node. Here is an example code for that. You can perform and make application. Here another example of that path transition. You can perform and make an application. Next is fade transition. The fade transition class animates the change of the opacity in the node over a given time. That will have property like duration, that will be the duration of the transition. Node, that will be a target node of the transition. From value, that will the start opacity from the animation. To value, that will be the stop opacity of the animation. By value, that will be the incremental value of the opacity from the animation. Methods are fade transition, that will create an empty fade transition. Fade transition with duration, that will create a fade transition with the specified duration. Next is fade transition with duration and node, that will create a fade transition with the specified duration and node. Here is an example in which we have applied fade transition on an ellipse. Timeline. Path transition and fade transition define specialized animations. The JavaFX.animation.timeline class can be used to program any animation using one or more JavaFX.animation.keyframes. Keyframe defines the target value at the specified point in time for a set of variables that are interpolated along a timeline. Each keyframe is executed sequentially at a specified time interval. Timeline inherits from animation. Here is an example in which we have taken three classes: animation.animation, animation.keyframe, and animation.timeline. And we are creating a handler for changing text. We have put a programming is fun text and we are changing it with no text. Means if a event will occur, then handler will change the our code and it will set nothing. Means programming is fun will disappear. We can also use pause and resume animation. Here is an example code of clock animation. We can also create a clock using JavaFX. Here is a bouncing ball that will be of java.scene.layout.pen. Bounce ball control will be of javafx.application.application. Means it will create a application in that we will create a ball. That ball will have a properties like x, y, dx, dy, radius, circle and animation, and that will have different methods like ball pen, play, pause, increase speed, decrease speed, red property and move ball. That methods and parameters will handle the ball and ball will move inside a scene. Here is a code for that application. Here are some links where you can download such codes and see how many applications are there which you can perform, and you can have some application which are programmed in JavaFX. Again, JavaFX will require Eclipse or NetBeans. Means you have to create a application and that application will generate only and only in NetBeans and Eclipse. You cannot create by your notepad, as we have already performed some Java codes during our semester. Is that time we cannot perform in notepad. You will need NetBeans and Eclipse compulsory. In that you have to create application and that application will run into that Eclipse or NetBeans only. Here are some examples where you can find some application code and make your own applications. So this is our JavaFX event programming. In next lecture, we will see different multimedia operations by JavaFX. Means we will perform some multimedia using JavaFX. So this was our ninth chapter, I think, our ninth chapter, which is JavaFX, and we will see your multimedia chapter into next video tutorial. So you have to perform different application into your Eclipse or NetBeans. This is only for study purpose. Okay, thank you students.